on my not traveling outside the United States of America until after I was 10.00 years of age. So far, the best time aware I was after 10.00 years of age. You know, if things quake under me, so to speak, and I wasn't, well, there we go. There might be more changes, like in the video description of like, I found out I was adopted or something, and which impacted, you know, my birthday or something like that. But as of when I'm filming this Saturday, 18 July 2026 AD, and to the best of my knowledge, I traveled initially outside of the United States after I was 10.00 years of age. So this means, so here I'm reflecting on that. So we didn't really, in the house in the family I was raised in, it was local travel, and like the big trips were like Hawaii or Florida or like Disneyland or the Midwest, Minnesota. And for the most part, those were like the big trips, and then smaller big trips would be like Oregon or Montana. I lived in Washington State, in the Seattle area specifically. And so it was really cool. The not traveling outside the United States of America, it really helped make my region feel like home. And it was very cool. Initially I went to Mexico. It was the trip after I was 10.00 years of age, and it was went with those who raised me and who I lived with in that sense growing up. And it was, I remember being fond, perhaps is the right word, of getting to travel to a country that was a neighbor of the United States of America. Okay. All right, so there's my relatively brief reflection. Thinking forwards in terms of my own offspring, non-human offspring. I look after the critters, and, you know, especially moving in with soulmates, that kind of thing, and possibly adopting some indoor outdoor critters if they would like to come. So previously, in Thursday, 14 March 2024, Pumice the gray squirrel communicated she really wanted to go with me to Italy. Like, it was part of one of my heritage travel trips, or was that Italy more generally? And so there's a little bit of thinking, what would I do with offspring? And I think especially for critters, like non-human offspring, from my perspective, there's paperwork, question mark. I think I would treat that, perhaps tread cautiously in actually doing that for myself. Yeah, I think having a good location in mind, and kind of being like, while traveling internationally may be fun, what would the, like, where are we staying, and do they allow our critter, like, and so there's paperwork for the travel, but there's also like, as in like transportation to and from the destination, but then there's also paperwork within, possibly, or a bunch more communication. So it'd be a good project for if I wanted to work on my own improvement, my linguistic abilities. That would be, I think, actually a great project for that. Yeah, a communication project. Yeah, but I think keeping in mind that travel with offspring, be it non-human or human, might require additional attention in kind of tuning of the travel itself. So there we go. That's all my not traveling outside the United States of America until after I was 10.00 years of age.